Hey there, friends, coming with another Wellness Wednesday. Now, this is a kind of super polarizing topic, and I've debated how I want to touch on this because people do ask me about this all the time. And I want to preface because we're going to be talking about a certain thing where people jab themselves with a certain thing, and some people are about it, some people aren't. I'm going to just say first of all, watch my video about diet. I think it was posted last week. I'll put the link in the comments so you can watch that first, so you can get my perspective on how I've kind of taken my approach to learning about the optimum healing diet for the body. And again, it's not one size fit all. It's really both sides have truth. So that's where I'm coming at with this topic. So, of course, I'm not going to say the word because I feel like Facebook will potentially take the video down because they don't like this discussion happening in certain instances. So if I say the wrong thing, then they may take it down. So I don't know what I'm going to say exactly, but let me preface by I am not anti anything. So Luna, she received her full round of those types of things, just the normal ones, not this emergency kind of experiment we're in right now. So how do I touch on this? All right. So I go in questioning everything, and this whole road during this pandemic, I felt very well equipped in terms of my family had already taken steps to support our immune system. We are doing stuff that hasn't been done in medicine. Yes, like Graham's healing journey, like people have not done what he's been doing. So I feel very confident in that. I've been interviewing a bunch of doctors. I've been working very closely with our current doctors, and I'm in a community where I do health coaching and all of that, where I'm talking with, all types of doctors, PhD, neurosurgeons, um, what is it like nutritionists, dietitians. Like, I am deep into all of this stuff and I'm asking everybody questions. So I'm not just one side trying to, have an opinion and have people support my opinion. So with this, I've seen on both sides just the natural response to this whole uh, disease that is on the radar of everybody. There's pros and cons, like people who have been succumbing to it with complications and illness and, possibly DEATH. Wait, did I spell that right? I don't even know. It's so weird that I have to limit my words because in doing all my research, I've seen that certain words will trigger censorship. So that's why I'm being super cryptic. I'm sorry because I want to share my opinion and want to ask questions and hear your opinions and hear your questions. So again, I'm not anti anything. I support your choice. But what I am most passionate about is supporting people on an informed choice. And so that's what I feel is kind of on the fence here, where we're starting to see censorship on the internet, and that's limiting information. And I've found that a lot of the information that is being limited and taken down is actually truthful. So to me, that's kind of concerning and highlights an area of information that I want to pay attention to figure out why a truthful statement could be taken down. So, with that, me personally, I feel very comfortable with my family, our body, our immune system. We've actually been exposed in a natural setting. My youngest brother has confirmed, has the antibodies to the actual, before this whole pandemic kind of broke loose. The January before that, he was really sick. He was living with us, and we knew he was sick. We didn't know it was the thing, but not none of my family members got sick. So me, Graham, my kids, my 81-year-old dad, like all of us, unscathed. And so I feel very strongly that our natural immunity is super powerful, and therefore we do not want to disrupt this good immune system, right? So that's where we're at. I know not everybody is there, so people can make different choices, but I do want to put it out there because the people that are on the opposite sides, they want to make it an all or nothing thing, and they're making claims about how good that side is. So I just want to share that both sides have risk. So on the natural immunity side, that's where I am, right? We invest in our health. We have a $5,000 medical device that we have in this home that we use that boosts our microcirculation. We use top of the line supplements, like one of them's an all natural cure to malaria, right? Not everybody does that. And we have just other supplements, other dietary protocols that we do. So obviously we are covered because we are going all in, like we do probably what not even 10% of the population does. So that's our way of doing our part, right? But someone who isn't doing that, someone who has a pre-existing condition and wants to continue their lifestyle of beer and donuts and all of that stuff, well, you know what? That person is more at risk, and maybe they are more inclined to need that alternative artificial immunity. And you know what? If that's their life choice, that's totally cool. So yes, that is my main perspective on this. But people that talk about the artificial immunity, what I'm noticing is they are ignoring the potential of side effects in that circumstance. And so I've heard people tell me that they're like, oh yeah, it's 100% effective and things of that nature. I'm like, all right, well, you know what, this is science. This is an experiment. Like this is emergency release, which means they haven't even finished, they have not completed the trial. So if you go on all the different brands of the formula that is being given out, every single one is the trial won't be complete until 2022 or 2023. So this 2021 period, it's essentially part of the experiment, right? And so I will be the control, meaning I will not be part of the experiment. And I've had seen people have side effects. And so I wanted to share my friend who I actually met him at a conference in person, and he was very nice. And I saw on my feed that he was in the hospital. And to my surprise, he was there as a reaction to the artificial immunity path of things. And so I'm going to share his story here, and I'm, asked his permission to share this story. And I just want people to know that there's risks on both sides, and not to add fear, but just, know that if you're going to go either way, you want to know the full story. Okay, so this is a friend of mine. I met him actually at a conference earlier, maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And I just found out he was in the hospital. And as you can see, he is a Facebook friend of mine. We have met in person, and I was surprised to see him, this video pop up in my newsfeed of him in the hospital. So I'm going to play it for you because it's just shares a story of, either side of the story during this whole craziness of the pandemic, that there's pros and cons to all sides. So here we go.
Hey everybody, I thought I'd check in. I've had a number of people reaching out to me with text and messenger and some Facebook posts and things like that. I'm actually in the hospital. I'd not been well since last week, and I wasn't quite sure what was going on. I'd been going very hard for a very long time, and wasn't quite sure what was wrong. And so what did I do? I went and got my COVID shot on Friday. And no sooner did I get the shot on Friday, I shot up and had 104 temp. I think 3 days in a row, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. I had 104 temp. I was trying to get some sleep and was not sleeping great. Hey, John, how you doing, man? And had a real shortness of breath, and every now and again I'd go to cough, and when it hit me right in the middle of the chest, it was like I got kicked by a mule, and so that was disconcerting. I also had excruciating headaches. I'm not someone who's really ever had headaches, But in this case here, I had excruciating headaches and body aches. My body ached like nothing I've ever felt before, and it wouldn't let up. And frankly, just literally laying in bed in the fetal position was the best I could do. And I just couldn't understand how the side effects of COVID shot, could do this to me, right? So this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Today's what? I think today's Thursday. I made arrangements yesterday to go get a COVID shot because I figured maybe the shot gave me COVID. And I went down and got a COVID test, one of those rapid tests. And basically they said that I didn't have COVID. In fact, I drove home. I could barely, it was amazing how my eyes really hurt too from from just the sunlight and stuff. So I was literally driving with one eye open. And when I got home, in spite of them telling me I did not have COVID, I couldn't breathe. I still was in a lot of trouble. So I called an ambulance, had them come and take me to the hospital. And when they brought me to the hospital, they then began running all kinds of tests. And what they told me then was that I had pneumonia. And so then they began drawing all kinds of blood and telling me what was going on. Not only did they come back later and said, not only did I have pneumonia, but I do in fact have COVID. So now I'm all wired up, and they're giving me all kinds of antibiotics and steroids and things like that. I'm actually kind of sweaty right now. But anyway, it's been something. I mean, I was enjoying kind of hearing from everybody on my book that I did. That went well. I was so super excited about that. And then I got my ass kicked. So anyway, I just thought I'd use this as an opportunity to reach out and let everybody know I'm okay. I'm actually going to I just signed off on something where they're going to do the plasma for people who've had plasma. I forget the phrase, where the antibodies are in it. So they're going to do that and pump that into me. And then just continue the battery of meds that they're going to give me and whatnot. So that's it, man.
So after you watch this video, like, he actually got the virus or pneumonia, whatever it is, after receiving the shot. And we went the entire pandemic without ever having it, so I'm just like, all right, so that was not an ideal circumstance, and that doesn't happen to everybody, but it does happen to some. So I just want to put it out there and let people know that, there's risks on both sides. Okay, so not one is better or worse. It depends on the situation. It depends where your immune system's at. And sometimes it's a roll the dice situation, like my friend who you saw. And regardless, be prepared. And just my number one tip is, no matter what choice you take, you have to start supporting your immune system at a higher level. Like, don't rely on just this artificial science version, and don't just rely on luck or whatever it is, or thinking this is a whole fake scenario, right? You guys have to I think that's what this wake up call is. Okay. Don't be the one who gets the artificial immunity and then just goes back to get their free donuts and beer and stays with that same lifestyle, because that's what's really putting people at risk. The people that are the ones that succumb to this whole virus are the ones that have pre-existing conditions. And it's just, if we can do our part to not have those conditions, we can have different results. And this thing cannot be as, as worldwide as it's been. So hopefully this all makes sense. I know I'm being kind of cryptic and whatever. It's a sensitive topic, so I'm trying to be open to both sides and understanding both sides and knowing that there's truth in all of it, right? And I have my truth that makes the most sense, and I'm feeling good and happy. And I want to know what you guys feel about all this, and that's really it. So let me know your thoughts. This is kind of like, oh my God, like, people kind of freak out about this. And so One, if you're watching this and you feel like offense or emotional reaction happening, like that right there means it's spotlighting something in your heart that maybe you want to reflect and go a little deeper on within yourself. Like, because you're kind of projecting whatever negative thing onto someone, where we're here to have a civil conversation, right? And if you can't do that, then maybe a little extra meditation, a little extra prayer might do you some good. So I'm here to have peaceful, respectful conversations, and hopefully we can keep the dialogue going. So that's it. Have a wonderful and blessed day and stay healthy, my friends. Bye.